What is good, everybody? Welcome in to a Thursday here on Coaching Company. You know, Thursdays at BTT Studios, not 1, but 2 hours of domination on Stadium and Bally Sports Live. Let's set the table for you. So we have Coaching Company at 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Then Coach and Bro, 11 to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. More on the schedule coming up in a second. Now, I continue to lead by example, but best believe I'm having a private conversation with Mikey P, with Brandon. But it's not really 3 X's there. It's really more 2, because I told you. And somebody today is going to get a very special piece of merch because I told you that the Raptors would beat the Sixers last night. And that's exactly what they did. And the Chicago team total, by the way, it was a game winner with the clock running out, 122. And I had him at 122.5. So very, very close. But that's all right. We had 3 straight winning days. You're going to have a losing day. We're going to get right back at it tonight. Now, our schedule, as I mentioned, 2 hours here on Stadium. Don't forget, if you're a Sirius XM subscriber, you got me all afternoon, 2 to 4 Eastern Time. It is Off the Ropes with the Coach. And then tonight, our premium pop-ups. Man, I'm seeing some new names in there. If you're not a premium member yet, I'm telling you, it pays for itself. And 1 or 2 live bets. We laugh a lot. We tell a ton of stories. And we monitor. Tonight, we've got Thursday Night Football. We've got a couple of NBA games. We've got a full slate of NHL. So it's going to be a full premium pop-up. Come and join. It's a lot more fun to watch it with your friends. And we also have a couple of different merch drops coming this week. Go to our merch store. If you buy something, send us a picture so we can throw it up onto the show, because you guys know you're everything to us. Now, over the course of the next 60 minutes, we have Thursday Night Football. We have our NBA showcase. And on Thursdays, when we get ready for the first game of the week, we've got former NFL coach, my man, Phil McKagan, with our No Filter. That coming up in about 15 minutes. But for the here and the now, we got to get back on the horse. And I got some of the absolute very best at my beck and call. But, very interesting. I'm wondering if that's Zeno or DG getting a little bit fishy with the trigger finger. It's time to beat the books. All right, there's some of the absolute very best, and I want America to meet them this morning, because I'm seeing a bunch of names already in the chat that I don't recognize. That means we've got newbies. So say good morning to the man in the upper left. He goes by one name and one name only. Good morning, Zeno.
Good morning, everybody. Coach, I'm a little disappointed in you for thinking that me as a combat veteran would ever have a quick trigger finger.
That is very true, and I take that back. Respect. Now, the man right below him, live from Memphis, Tennessee, the host of Weekday Wagers every afternoon at 2 o'clock. Although yesterday when I went to watch the show, Marky Model was in the chair. DG, good morning.
Morning, Coach. Morning, guys. It has been a good week so far, cashing a lot of checks. But right now, all I hear is Garth Brooks behind me with the Thunder Rolls. My God, there's a terrible storm right now. So hopefully everybody in the South getting through this thing.
It's nationwide, DG. It is nationwide. Out here in California, where it's been an absolute flood. Yesterday, we went to play some – there's nothing worse than cart path-only golf. It's the worst. We get out there, they don't tell you beforehand. It's awful. I know, first world problems. Now, speaking of first world problems, this man is everything at TCU. He is head and shoulders above the rest of the class. Can't wait for this man to graduate so we can get him full time. Hey, King Lettuce, Young Peyton, good morning.
Morning, guys. I wasn't on yesterday's show, so I wasn't able to talk about Tuesday night's Laker game. But for those of you who were scoring at home in that Lakers win over Utah Tuesday night, with 6.7 seconds left in the first half, your score was 6-7 to 6-7. Are you kidding me? Come on.
That's so crazy. Oh, man. Zeno, you started it. You can't even shake your head. You're the one that started it.
Blame my kids, you know. Anything that they do that I want to take away from them, I just do it, so it looks uncool.
And it just pisses them off.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I know that your pride in your picks is immense. And when we come off a day like yesterday, we got to pick up Brandon. We got to pick up Mikey. We got to pick up the whole team. I mean, I was 1-1, and that's just shocking that I didn't go 2-0. Shocking. So, one simple question. I had a feeling. I don't even know why I asked. DG, best bets, go.
All right, let's go target some first quarter overs here. Let's start with a Clippers going to Magic here with the first quarter over 52.5. It's at -110. The Clippers, very sneaky at going over these numbers in the first quarters. But this number, the teams combined, they go 26 of the 29 games this season. They went over this number. So let's go ahead and target this game. Clippers at Magic, first quarter over 52.5 at -110. And then the other team, the team that plays fast pace up and down, honestly, they don't have their big stars right now. But the 76ers to the Bucks, first quarter over 58.5 is at -105. I like these two teams who are going to get up and down because no Giannis and honestly no Embiid. We don't expect him to play. So this game's going to be fast-paced from the very start. So I like the first quarter to go over the 58.5.
It's better for us when those big guys don't play because they just dominate the ball. I got to say, you made me laugh in the email thread the other day because, as bettors, we all understand sometimes you get on a roll of something, and we've been splitting a lot. If we have two plays going 1-1, you are furious. You're like, I'm so tired of splitting.
It's like 7 straight shows I've split. It's stupid. I'm over it.
Let's go 2-0 today then. I'm going to go next because I have a play in one of the same games that DG just had. And the Magic are a team that start off fast. So I agree with that first quarter play. But then their defense takes over. And that's exactly what happened against the Golden State Warriors a couple of nights ago. That's exactly what's going to happen tonight. I love the under 218.5. This one's going to finish between 205 and 215 just because the Magic have a really good defense. And then I've got the Spurs -1 against the Hawks. The Hawks have been a good team, but right now they're fighting injuries. The other day, 2 of their best players were out on top of Trae Young being out. So the Spurs at home, they've won 5 of 7. They have won their last 2. They're on a 3-game homestand, I guess you would call it. They won the first 2 games by double digits, and they're going to win this third game. They're only laying 1. I wouldn't even mind the money line around -125, but I was like, I'll save a little juice, and I'll lay the 1. All right, Mr. Zeno, come over to you. What do you got?
We're looking at Thursday Night Football and Khalil Shakir of the Buffalo Bills over 43.5 receiving yards. Shakir has gotten to at least 40 yards receiving in all but 3 games this year. He's coming off a performance where he had 1 catch for -3 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. Should bounce back nicely with no Dalton Kincaid, no Curtis Samuel, no Mecole Hardman. They're going to be short in the receiving department. So it'll be Khalil Shakir getting a lot of those extra targets in the passing game. Should get over this number even against a tough Texans defense. Then we're going over in Atlanta, San Antonio. Why? As you mentioned, a lot of guys are out, including Victor Wembanyama. That's going to hurt the Spurs defense. So what are they going to do? Focus on their offense? We know the Hawks' defense isn't all that great, but they score 120 points per game on the road. That's 8 more than they score at home. I think we go over this 232.5 here.
I love that play. So a lot of synergy amongst the crew today. By the way, the Bills tonight, do you think, and we'll talk about it in about 30 minutes as well, that they can keep that momentum, Zeno, going after a 44-point outing and maybe a little bit of an emotional letdown, just a little bit?
Well, no, because if they lose this game, they basically don't have any control over their own destiny to win the AFC East. They'll be 2 games behind the Patriots, with the Patriots already having a game in hand. So this is a must-win here for the Bills on the Patriots bye week to stay within 1, and I don't think they have a letdown. I think they win tonight.
And if you tell me I lay less than a touchdown with Davis who? Davis Mills? I was going to say Davis Riley. He's a golfer, for God's sake. Davis Mills. What are we doing? This just seems too obvious to me. All right. Apparently it does to young Peyton as well. Mr. Lettuce, you're up.
Yeah, we'll get to the chalk-eating weasel in just a moment, but I like Arizona State hoops tonight in Hawaii. Well, I don't think Hawaii hoops should ever be favored against anybody. Most definitely not against a Big 12 opponent. Arizona State actually didn't look that bad against one of the best teams in the country, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I think they win this game tonight, but yes, you'll have to stay up late for this game as well. You know Sloopy isn't tailing this play because he'll be in bed by 7. And the chalk-eating weasel, right? Back off the injured reserve. I'm laying the 6 at -108. I think the Bills dominate this game tonight. Go ahead and take them by 6.5. I think they win by a touchdown. I mean, guys, it's Josh Allen against Davis Mills. Go ahead and take the reigning MVP. Bills -6, -108.
It seems too easy. It seems too easy. By the way, Peyton, you technically gave a play for tomorrow because the Hawaii game starts at midnight. Midnight. 9 o'clock. I still won't be up.
Yes. I mean, I'll be up, Coach. I mean, come on.
Come on, you're a college kid. You just be getting back from the saloon there in Fort Worth and watching the second half. If you text me at 2 o'clock, I will kill you. I'm telling you right now, I will kill you.
I'm gonna be getting ready to go to the saloon.
God, okay. I miss being 21. Oh my God! And you guys are thinking the same thing because you used to. Remember when you used to go out at 12:30? Like, hey, let's go. We got an hour and a half. Now we're like,
I better be snoozing by that time.
Give me those sleep gummies. Give me those sleep gummies right now. All right. Now, we like to have a little bit of fun here because underdogs are always fun to root for. So we do a little thing we like to call Dog of the Day. It's not an official play, but it's just kind of fun. So there you see the three choices: Texans, Louisiana, or the Bucks. Zeno, if you had to, where would you go?
Let's go. Let's go Louisiana. Let's go with the Raging Cajuns. I'm not taking the Bucks without Giannis, and I'm certainly not betting on the Texans and Davis Mills. So process of elimination gives me the Raging Cajuns.
Your enthusiasm is palpable. Palpable.
Well, we didn't consult with me on the choices ahead of time. I could have found you 2 or 3 better dogs on the board tonight.
Wow, so I'm the one who chose these. So.
Yeah, okay, that's why I'm saying. I mean, next time, call me. You got my number. Text.
That's true. That's true. Young Peyton, after I've been scolded, where would you like to go here?
I don't know. Whenever I see Raging Cajuns, I'm thinking Raising Canes. I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm gonna go with the Bucks though. On the money line tonight, no matter dog or no dog, I would have liked them to win tonight. As long as Giannis plays, they got a good chance.
I agree with that too. I do. By the way, out here, Peyton, because I know you're at school right now, there's the Raising Cane's guy he just went over $20 billion in net worth. They have a commercial running every other commercial with who's the catcher hit the home run to win the World Series? Will
Davis?
No. Not Will Davis.
Will Smith.
Sorry. Yeah, he does a commercial for Raising Cane's, and if I see it one more time, I may throw my TV out the window. Like, it's literally, I don't know how much he spent on this thing, but it is everywhere. I'd probably do it too, though, if I had 20 billion. DG, if you had to, where would you go?
Coach, I'm going to give you 2, but to that Milwaukee Bucks, I like them the most. There is no Giannis. He's out still, but I'm going to go off the board, Coach.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to go head-to-head. I love the Hawks tonight. So give me, if we want to do Coach's Chat, whatever you want to do, Coach, I love the Atlanta Hawks tonight. They are a really good team. No Trey. Jalen Johnson is running the show there.
Oh, he can run the show all he wants if you want to. Because right now, on showdowns and Coach's Challenges, I'm undefeated. Like, I'm winning every single one. If you want to buy a piece of merch.
Yep.
If you want to do it, okay. All right, awesome. It's official. So you have the Hawks. Are we doing just money line, just straight? That's only fine. One. All right, that's fine. Yeah. All right, so money line across the board. And if the Hawks win, I will buy a piece of merch. If the Spurs win, then you buy a piece of merch. And by the way, today, let's go hashtag DG sucks in the chat today. And then you'll get on the Wheel of Doom at the end of today's show.
Okay.
Because Brandon's buying one. Because I beat him yesterday. DG, do you remember that? I beat him yesterday. Okay, got it. All right. I love me some showdowns. All right, still to come. We're just getting started. 2 full hours here on Thursdays on Stadium. We have NBA Showcase. We've got Thursday Night Football. And up next, No Filter with Phil McGagan. Live, Coaching Company. Stadium, Valley Sports Live. Let's go. And we continue on here on our YouTube page, Degenerates, and I'm sure we are stuck right now. But the other day, producer man, can you shake your head if this is good to go? We had Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, on our Sirius XM show. Here's a little clip of that if you missed it. Oh, we are frozen. I love technology. DG, we must be having the weather you're having down there across the board right now. But guys, Aaron Rodgers and Zeno, I know you're big. Are you still as much on the Steelers as you were a few weeks ago to still stay strong at the top of the division?
There's an argument that they may stretch the field more with Mason Rudolph here than they did with Aaron Rodgers, which was interesting to see. I mean, look, we're not going to know until Friday and definitively Saturday if Aaron Rodgers is going to play this week, if there's a way he can get in here. But, I mean, they have a tough schedule the rest of the way out. I still think the Ravens probably end up winning that division, but the Steelers still make the playoffs. I think they'll still be in that conversation.
He said it's a safety thing, DG, if he plays or not.
Yeah, well, you said Aaron Rodgers, and God said a lightning bolt right near my window here. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but I know it's a safety issue because he's like 47 at this point. So, yes, it is a safety issue. I don't think he should play, in my opinion. I think you just kind of write this game off. You win, you win. You lose. But I would make sure you take care of the guy who's really your only hope to be a decent quarterback for you.
It kind of feels that way, young Peyton.
Yeah, it's a safety issue every time this guy goes out on trots on the field and takes snaps. DG just said it. He's 40-something years old. I mean, every time he gets hit by somebody, you hope he doesn't break something. So, I don't know. I think he's getting a little up there. I don't think he's very young and spry anymore to be taking as many hits.
He's a football player, not a ballerina.
But he's a 41-year-old football player.
He's not going to die. I mean...
You don't know. Some of the places he's gone, some of the things he's taken. All right. We'll see if he plays this weekend, but there's a lot to get to throughout the rest of the week. We're back live with No Filter in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Coach coming here on Stadium, Bally Sports Live, YouTube, and social media. We don't care where you find us. We just care that you find us. Now, we have world travelers in these parts, world travelers on our team that take the name of Coach and Company throughout this great land of ours. Now, on Thursdays, we like to take you a little bit deeper, not just from a betting perspective, but from a coaching perspective. Former NFL coach Phil McKagan, he's our guy, and we like to go no filter. Now, the only thing that makes this man miss a hit on Thursdays is a trip to Germany. How was Berlin, big dog?
Oh, the people, the food. I probably put on 15 pounds and Hefeweizen and Schnitzel. Guten Morgen, everybody. Guten Morgen.
Don't brag because you know one word in German.
It's the only one I know.
All right, well, it's great to have you back. We missed you last week.
Missed you guys, too.
I had to have the guys on for like an extra 5 minutes. It was brutal. Terrible. Just terrible. All right, so we're talking Bills and the Texans tonight. And the Houston Texans, when they have won this year, it's been because of their defense. When you have that mentality as a defensive-minded team, how do you approach it from a coach's perspective?
Yeah, that's a good recipe for a win on a Thursday. D'Amico Ryans is one of the most exceptional young defensive minds in all of the sport. So for him to have this defense playing really well, Will Anderson getting after the ball, I would say the most important thing guys got to do early is get a turnover on Josh Allen and just nullify that momentum. So D'Amico's teaching these guys, talking to these guys in a short week on how to create turnovers.
I'm so glad you said short week, because anytime you have a Thursday game, it kind of changes everything and all the routines. From a coaching perspective, is there anything that you can do to try to make it as normal as possible?
Yeah, I've been through some different Thursday operations. My very first one ever, we played on a Sunday, the Tennessee Titans. We got worked 37-3, and Coach Philbin had the buses outside the stadium waiting for us to pick us up and bring us right back to the facility. And we had reps that week and all these things. We got worked again in a close game against Buffalo, went from 4-4 to 4-6 and missed the playoffs. So, we never did that schedule again. And then obviously with Anthony Lynn, there is no reps. It's all mental. It's all about recovery with the players. So there's a myriad of ways to handle this, none of them being ideal.
I can't even imagine seeing buses sitting there. You're imagining that your day's done or you're going home, and that didn't happen. How many curse words were thrown out there?
So if you say the bus to Ben Johnson, Zach Taylor, Dan Campbell, Jeff Nixon, or anybody on that, Lou Anarumo, they will all flinch and shudder about that. And then we would make the joke every Thursday game. I wonder if they took the bus.
Wow, that's a great story. That is an hilarious story. For Buffalo, they're coming off a game where Josh Allen had 6 total touchdowns, 3 in the air, 3. It might have been the best game he's ever played, 44 points against Tampa. They are obviously not only a playoff contender, they're an AFC East contender, and they would love at the end of the day to be the number 1 seed. But the identity that they have right now from a coaching perspective, how does that shape the way they'll attack this Houston defense?
Absolutely. I mean, you know D'Amico's going to have these guys prepared with sound scheme. Josh Allen went nuclear last week. That can't always be the recipe, but when he does, boy, is it fun to watch when he's your fantasy quarterback. What I will say is this. There's advanced analytics in 2025, so you'll look at the players who have a lesser load throughout the course of the season, maybe a Shakir, maybe a Gabe Davis, maybe Johnson, and obviously Cook. But those are the things that Sean McDermott relies heavily on is analytics and who may be a backup reserve player who maybe has a little left in the tank on a short week.
Definitely going to be using more guys than what you would normally use, and maybe some names that maybe we don't recognize, or the announcers like, oh, who's that? Oh, number 86. Okay. So now for the Bills, sustaining playoff momentum. The one thing you don't want to do on a Thursday, Phil, is lose and then sit around for 10 days and go, wait a second, especially when you're a playoff team. So how do you keep that mindset when you get to around Thanksgiving? Because next week you're going to have multiple teams playing on Thanksgiving. How do you keep that playoff mindset?
This game is for real because you start to really understand the contenders versus the pretenders. So I know Sean. I've worked for Sean. This is a big week because it's a mini bye week. If you drop one of this team without Stroud, he's going to be upset. And I'll leave it at that. So your bye week is going to have a little sour in there. Your turkey's probably not going to taste quite as good. Your cranberry sauce might be a little pungent. So this is an important one for them. But just let's talk about Houston and what they are. 5-5 on a healthy winning streak. We understand this. If they win this game, Coach, 40% chance of making the playoffs. If they lose this game, less than 20. This is a make or break game for both teams because Buffalo is still behind the Patriots in that division.
That's a great stat. They have double the percentage if they win tonight, and they're probably the one team that they don't want to play in the AFC. Maybe
that's a great point. Yes. If you can avoid these guys with great defenses, because I've been there on offense, and you sit there game planning on 3rd and 2 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 10, you're like, how do we get a first down against these guys? They're so good. You just don't want to see some teams. You don't want to see the Ravens. You don't want to see the Texans in the playoffs. You definitely don't want to see the Bills.
My guy. Incredible insight from the coaching perspective. You get it here every single Thursday with my guy, Phil McKagan. All right, it's always time that we have other big news coming out of National Football League. That's where we focus right now on a little front page news. All right, gentlemen, we stay in the NFL. Okay. I guess Zeno didn't want to participate. All right, so we'll go down to the 2. Young. It's the first time that's ever happened to me. I'll be honest. Young Peyton, Joe Burrow practiced in full yesterday for the first time. He could be activated this weekend. I said maybe a month ago, said what would be the point if they are out of the playoff race? Well, they're 3-7. And some coaches will tell you, until we're mathematically eliminated, we still got a chance. Should they play Joe Burrow if he can?
When the coaches say that, it just sounds like the coach just backing himself. Well, if I'm mathematically eliminated, then we still have a chance, right? The coach doesn't want to get fired, so let's put the best players on the field. If Joe Burrow's available, they're going to throw him out there. But I don't think it's worth it whatsoever. They're out of this thing. But they do play the Ravens twice coming up. So those are important games. Just Ravens-Bengals are always fun. I think they would do everything they can against the Ravens.
DG?
I'm the same.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. Look who's back. Interesting. Are you feeling better, Mr. Zeno?
I'm feeling sprightly and refreshed.
Sprightly.
I love Sprite. All right, DG, you may continue.
I love Joe Burrow, and I would look at the fact of what his injury is, and that's kind of where I would lean. Is depending on if it was a shoulder, if it was an ACL, Achilles. If he's coming off of one of those, then yes, you're going to hold him out. But a turf toe, something like that, I'm okay putting him out there because what's the odds of him getting re-injured are fairly low, and so that's the only reason I would go ahead and play my better quarterback.
And also, I would think, Zeno, that he's been hurt so much. The Bengals are like, I just want this dude to play that we're paying $200 and some million to.
Here's a crazy idea, guys. If you're healthy, you play. That's what you get paid for. It's not really a hard concept to understand. You're a paid professional. If you're healthy, you're expected to play. It's what you signed a contract to do. Show up and play ball. That's the end of the conversation. You don't sandbag guys because you're not going to the playoffs and everything else. A game, maybe. There's still 7 games left. If you're healthy, you go play ball, period.
Okay. Well, one guy who's not healthy, and it's one of your boys there, Zeno, Cam Scattaboo.
Yeah.
He is becoming a crowd favorite, a fan favorite, until his foot went the opposite direction of his ankle, and he's out for the. What was that?
That's the Duke tail. I apologize. I told him not to. I apologize.
We have missing analysts. We have cats on screen. What else we have in the next 34 minutes? So Cam Scattaboo was at Monday Night Raw. John Cena's last night at Madison Square Garden. Everybody was there. 18,000. Not only was he there, young Peyton, but he got into it physically next to Andrew Schultz, the famous comedian, and went toe-to-toe. A lot of people said, whoa, wait a second. He's injured, and you can see him right there face-to-face with Dirty Dom Mysterio. But he put out on social media, hey, screw you if you don't like what I do on my own time. And then the new head coach for the Giants, well, he backed him up saying, listen, we had no issues with Cam Scattaboo being at Monday Night Raw. Young Peyton, do you have an issue when he's standing up there getting in physicality, and we know that one of his ankles is completely dislocated?
No, I mean, this is all just for fun. There's a ton of athletes and entertainers that are huge WWE fans. Scattaboo, as we know now, is one of them, and many of them want to be a part of it too. I mean, what else is he going to do? Go to a Giants film session? I mean, come on. What are we doing?
Zeno, this is your team.
Yeah.
This is your running back, and he's getting physical on Monday Night Raw. Thoughts?
It's a nothing burger. I mean, there's nothing to be upset about. He's can do what he wants with his own time. He can rehab. I have more problems with Odell Beckham Jr. in a boat in a bye week than I do with Cam Scattaboo at Monday Night Raw. I was a little more alarmed that Cam Scattaboo was seen on social media drinking a Monster out of a cleat that he played in.
Yes.
God, like it's getting weird now, dude. Yeah, however, Peyton, I would like a little more film sessions. Those never hurt, you know.
they really never do. A lot of these guys are getting these great gaming set up for Twitch and a whole big thing. Travis Hunter, EA Sports set him up for them. DG, I think the big issue, 30 seconds here, is that they got into a shoving and throwing punches issue, not just going to the event.
Well, if you see his big dogs behind him are making sure he doesn't move, and nobody really did anything to him. But if you got to think about it, like he talked about it on his show, and I actually went and watched it. It's about his mental health. Like he's enjoying this part of his life and celebrating the 10,000 subs, drinking an energy drink out of a shoe. That's awesome.
Wow. He's going to become, I mean, if he can stay healthy, he's going to have a lot of commercials. He's going to have a lot of endorsements. He's undersized, which makes him the underdog. He's going to be a really good player if he can stay healthy for the Giants. All right, we are halfway home here on Coach and Company. On the other side, we got to get into Thursday Night Football. There's a ton of things, props, totals, best bets, all of it. Can the Bills dominate again? We'll do it on the other side. Halfway home, Stadium, Bally Sports Live. All right, you degenerates. We continue on here on our YouTube channel. Shadir Sanders, he says his mental health is so good that nothing phases him. Not getting his house broken into and certainly not going 4 for 17 on the field. Zeno, let me start with you. Do you believe him?
Coach, I hate to break one of our rules here about trying to stay upbeat and positive. I just don't. There's everything around Shador Sanders I don't care about. Go play ball. End of the conversation. Everything else is noise. Like, I've never seen a fifth round draft pick get so much attention for doing nothing than this guy. I just when I see something on the field I can get excited about, then I'll get excited. Until then, I tend to ignore everything else that goes on around Shador Sanders.
Wow, but it's so much fun to talk about.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes, I think so. DG, are you as much of a curmudgeon on this topic as Zeno is?
No, because I love the drama, and Coach, you're the same as me. Like, I'm watching Survivor, I'm watching Big
Oh,
Brother.
yeah.
This is real life drama. This is a knucklehead being a knucklehead. And in all honesty, I hope he goes out and gets creamed, because it's just the drama that keeps building, and it's so awesome. But yes, he needs to prove it on the field or shut up. Unfortunately,
These
he
guys
can't shut up.
Yeah, these guys got to start having all this jewelry in their house too, young Peyton. I mean, over $200,000 for what? Why? But they continue to do it, and they continue to have their houses broken in on.
Yeah, and the serious side of me will say, if anybody says their mental health is good for them. That's awesome. The funny side of me, if you go on DraftKings Sportsbook right now, guys, you can go on and you see all the different sections they have. It says game lines, touchdown scorers, and then there's a whole section that just says Shador Sanders. You can bet all of his lines. It's absolutely insane just for this game, a fifth round draft pick, to have his whole DraftKings section right to him. Pretty funny.
Yeah, it is. By the way, I was corrected by a producer man. They did not get his jewelry, just $200,000 of other stuff. There you go. Awesome. All right, we got to talk about Thursday Night Football also coming up in about 18 minutes. We've got our NBA showcase as well. We're back live in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back. We are halfway home, having a great time. Great vibes on today's show. Remember, 2 full hours on Stadium this morning, coming up at the top of the hour, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's the Coach and Bro Show. And I got to tell you, super excited. We've got Rad Dad Bod Mikey, whatever you want to call him, from the Savannah Bananas. He's the head of their Dad Bod cheering squad. He is a former pro wrestler. He always wanted to be a pro wrestler. And now he's using that mentality to really lead what can really be described as the gold standard in marketing, in branding. Can't wait to have him at the top of the show. You don't want to miss that live on Stadium in about 30 minutes. Do not forget, we will have a premium pop-up tonight as well. 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be live betting Thursday Night Football. We're going to be live betting the NBA, NHL. It'll be a ton of fun. But in the here and the now, it feels like tonight's a really easy game to bet. Young Peyton is already on the Bills minus the 6. Shocked it's not more, and it would have been if they would have been playing in Buffalo. So it's time to break it down. Let's kick it off. Oh, Chat Queen says, I'm here for the drama. Kimberly's here for the drama. All right, gentlemen, here is the game. 43.5 is the total. The number's still sitting on 6. I almost want to put it in now, Peyton, because I have a feeling that people are going to get smart and start betting this thing up. I don't see a scenario where the Texans keep this thing close. Start us off.
Yeah, and the Bills can't lose this game tonight. Josh Allen knows that they can't afford to lose to Houston, who's right in there in the race. And this Texans offense that has just scored under 20 points in 6 of their last 10 games. But Davis Mills has now thrown for over 270 yards in back-to-back games, something that injured CJ Stroud has not done yet this season. One of my best bets is Bills running away with this game and covering. But for some good news for the Texans fans, Buffalo just gave up 32 points to Tennessee last week after giving 30 up to Miami. I'm not going to sit here and say Buffalo's defense is winning this game. I'm saying that Josh Allen will win them this game by a touchdown and cover.
Well, based off of that, DG, maybe the total is where to go. If the Texans can move and score, then I believe that the Bills, because of what happened earlier in the year, there's no taking the foot off the gas. So maybe the totals will play tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. And honestly, if I'm looking at the spread side of it, I'm waiting because this Houston defense is really good and it's going to lower that number in some way, somehow throughout this game. So if you're playing anything before the game, I'm looking at the total because I think Josh Allen can score enough. Davis Mills is a decent quarterback. I think they can throw enough on this Buffalo defense to get this thing over the 43.5.
Do we like the total, Zeno? Or are you heading somewhere else when it comes to the game?
Well, let's just object to Davis Mills being a decent quarterback, number one, because that's just not a factual statement. Number two, I actually agree with Pepe here. Like the Bills are the side. If you look at the Texans, these are their wins. Twice against the Titans. Ravens without Lamar Jackson. 49ers coming cross-country after a Monday night game, and a gift win back by the Jaguars, who blew a 14 or 17-point lead. This team cannot step up and beat better talent, and that's exactly what the Bills are. Now, I'm not laying 6 on the road in a short week because I don't do it, but I think that the Bills are the right side here, and if you put a gun to my head, I'd lay it with Buffalo.
Okay. Let's show the BetMGM site because we're having a few tech issues, which is fine. We go around, we take a left, and tonight when it comes to the quarterbacks, Allen is 225.5, Davis Mills 211.5. Anytime touchdowns are a little juicy because Josh Allen ran for 3. He threw for 3 last week. So how active, young Peyton, do you think Josh Allen is going to be?
Very active with his legs, especially if they're up in this game. They'll keep the ball on the ground. The Texans are allowing 7 yards per carry to quarterbacks. So look for Josh Allen rushing yards here. I think he pulls one from James Cook and runs for a 20-yard carry tonight. Maybe go ahead and take his longest rush tonight.
I don't hate that, DG. Where would you attack it if you had to with either quarterback here?
That's exactly where I was going, is the longest rush for Josh Allen, but also the under of the 225.5 is his passing yards. I'm going under on that. The Houston Texans have only allowed that once, and that was the very first game of the season. And so that's a lot in a row that they're holding these quarterbacks under because they're able to run on them enough but stay in the game. But also Davis Mills over on the passing yards. I believe his number is 220 something. What
211.5.
211.5.
Yeah.
I love Davis Mills to go over that line against the Bills tonight.
It kind of feels that way, Zeno, because I watched that entire game against Tampa, and their defensive backfield is the weakest part of this Bills defense. And we believe that the narrative will be, or the storyline will be, that the Bills are playing from in front. So running, not so much. Passing with Davis Mills, yes?
Yeah, I think the Bills can be had through the air, so I agree with DG. I'd definitely go over Davis Mills' number. I'd stay away from Josh Allen passing altogether. But I think both of you guys are missing the mark on Allen with the rushing. I think you go rush attempts here because the simple fact of the matter is that, one, at the end of the game, if they're winning, you're going to get a couple of free kneel downs as rush attempts, which I think is critical. But when you talk about Allen going over 6.5 attempts, now he hasn't gone over this number all the way back since they lost to the Patriots back, I think it was week 5 or 6. So he hasn't gone over 6.5 in a while, but as you said, with a defense like this, I think it's more likely than not that he takes off in order to move the chains when needed.
He ran 6 times last week for 40 yards. And as we continue to talk about the rushing, James Cook only ran for 48 yards last week because it was really all about Josh Allen. On the ground tonight on Thursday games, it's sometimes the teams just come in, young Peyton, with the let's get in, get out, get the W, stay healthy, and then we get basically an extra bye week, sort of. Do you think they use James Cook more tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. Houston's defense is the 3rd best in football against the run. They're a very stingy defense. Half the time it looks like D'Amico Ryans is playing defense with them with a headset. He always looks like he's ready to rush the quarterback in that defensive stance on the sidelines. They're a gritty defense that doesn't let you run it up their throats, is what I'm trying to say. And I would stay away from Cook's rushing yards tonight. I'd target his receiving yards just for the Bills to try to get him in open space as much as possible.
They did use him last week quite a bit. He was wide open. It's like nobody wanted to guard him whatsoever. DG, just bringing up Houston a little bit, they only had one guy last week over 40 yards rushing. One, and a guy with 17 and 14. It may be a place to fade, perhaps.
Yeah, but you got to think of the Buffalo. They allow, I believe it's the most, if not the second most rushing yards to the running back position on the season. And so at this point, I know the number of 65.5 is fairly large for Woody Marks, but Nick Chubb is there. His number isn't as big. And so you could target different guys in different ways. But if I'm looking at anything, I need the smaller number. Even though Woody Marks is running more than Chubb, I still like Chubb there over Marks.
Sorry, I'm such a child when it comes to certain things. I'm sorry.
I thought it too. Don't feel bad.
Okay, good. Yeah, Zeno, either side, but this has kind of been a narrative the entire season is use James Cook more. But then when you listen to Chris Collinsworth on the 2 games they've had, apparently Buffalo is strategically saving him for the playoffs, apparently is the word they're getting in these team meetings. Will that continue tonight?
Well, look, James Cook is going to have to be involved because they don't necessarily have a ton of guys available and healthy, right? As far as the receiving core is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you need to look. James Cook, I think his receiving yards number is only about 14.5. Now, for the Texans, as DG correctly stated, they give up the second fewest yards on the ground to running backs, and you don't want to try to run into that. However, they're in the bottom half of the league in running back targets allowed and receptions allowed. Their yardage is still, somewhere floating around the top 10. But based off of targets and receptions, if he's going to get 3 or 4 of these things, for him to get over that low number of 14.5 is where I look.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way as well. Producer man, let's leave this up there. This is the receiving over at BetMGM. And last week, Nico Collins had 9 catches for a little bit over 90 yards. But the Bills really spread it out, Peyton, with 10 different receivers. Shakur, 1 catch, -3. I know we have him tonight. We assume he's going to step up more. But they've got a bunch of dudes that I've never heard of catching passes. So, to me, betting on a receiver for the Bills is a very, very difficult thing to do.
Well, I'm going to go with one of those receivers. No Samuel, no Kincaid tonight. I'm not looking at Khalil Shakir tonight. I'm looking at Tyrell Shavers. He's coming off a 4-catch, 90-yard game last week against the Buccaneers with a touchdown. He's at just 22.5 tonight. Let's go Tyrell Shavers. And also Nico Collins in his last 4 games in November, he's had 75 or more receiving yards. I like him tonight as well.
Boom. DG, back that up.
I like Jaden Higgins. If I'm going to target any of the Texans receivers, obviously Nico Collins is going to go off. He has that big number, but I like Jaden Higgins has been a guy that's been a trusted receiver for Davis Mills. And so his number isn't as big, 28.5. He's gone over the last 2 games, 3 of the last 4. I like him to go off again over this 28.5.
Zeno, it does feel like a game where if you can target the right guy, you can cash in 1 or 2 catches.
Yeah, and Dawson Knox may be that guy. I mean, they're still going to use the tight end. That's why Buffalo had 2 of them. Dalton Kincaid's out. Dawson Knox is the next guy up. There's still a great rapport there with Josh Allen. So that's a really low number for a tight end who's the number 1 tight end in the offense and going into this game to have.
When we talk about urgency and we talk about games like tonight, Buffalo's sitting at 7-3. But they're in a weird spot now, Peyton, and we got about 20 seconds for you because they're normally not in second in their own division, maybe second in the entire conference, but not in their own division. How much pressure do you think Buffalo's feeling right now?
Well, a little bit, especially tonight, because that team who's out of the wild card is the Texans. That's that next team up. So if they lose to these guys, they give them a chance. They have to win this game tonight.
DG, we heard Coach Phil say 40% if they win, 20% if they lose.
Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen here. 8-0 career on Thursday Night Football, Coach. He's not going 8-1. So we're going to have another step-up game for our guy Josh Allen and go 9-0 in his career.
Zeno, I got 20 seconds for you. Pressure?
I mean, there's pressure on the Bills because they haven't won a Super Bowl with the best quarterback in the league. So, yeah, there's pressure on them. Pressure tonight, they're the better team. I think they win.
Yeah, I think they win big. I said it's on the Sunday morning show. I said it felt like a game where Buffalo was going to play along and then they would pull away and win by double digits late. That's exactly what happened. I believe they do that again. I don't even think it's going to be close in the first half. I would play the first half too. It's probably 4. I think Buffalo scores early, and I think they run away with it. All right, still to come, our NBA showcase. NBA has been a ton of fun. We've got 2 games we're going to dive into. It's Coaching Company, Stadium, Bally Sports Live. ring pointed down at you. You were in the front row, pointed back at him. I know how big of a fan you are. It had to be so cool to be a part of his last night at MSG.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, no, I've had the privilege of watching John wrestle so many times, whether it was the 2 times against The Rock or the time he lost against The Miz. It's just you had to take the good with the bad. So I was a part of some of those wins and losses that makes John John. And I've had the pleasure of doing a movie with John, which is another reason why we have a little history.
What is it about you that you think connects you with the WWE audience and the fact that you love to be in front of that audience so much?
Oh, the energy, man. It's very similar, with exception to the bumps, of course. It's like it's the excitement, the story, the emotion, the back and forth that draws me to it and inspires me to do what I do on stage. Because if you come and see my show, man, you're looking around and you're like, this feels very much like wrestling because of the big show and the music and the lights and of course the merch. Can't forget about the merch.
I love my guy. So honored. I'll be inducting Gabriel Fluffy with his star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood this coming March. Certainly honored that he asked. But I got to deal with something in the chat because normally I don't like to 2 people in one day, but I'll do it. Big Cheesy, your boy DG, he wants a shot at the boys. So when I do a showdown with somebody in the audience, it is 5 premium memberships against my piece of merch. Basically the same cost. Big Cheesy, if you want it again and you lost the last time, if you want more smoke, you want to sit on the same train as DG, just write in the chat, go. I don't want to write. I don't want to make you write anything that like I dominate you in every single bet that we have here on the show. I don't want to make you do that. Just write go, and it's a go. And tonight we'll sweat it out on the premium pop-up together. DG, I know you're not going to be there tonight. It'll just be me and Big Cheesy. We're back live in 5 seconds. Oh, welcome back. Don't forget, coming up at the top of the hour, hour number 2, Coach and Bro and Rad Dad, Bod Dad, Mikey from the Savannah Bananas will be joining us live during that hour. But we still have a little business to attend to in this hour because all of a sudden, this Hawks Spurs game tonight for this brand has gotten very, very interesting. And for 5 of you that are not already premium members, thanks to Big Cheesy, later tonight, you might get a premium membership because he's going to give away 5. So let's bring the guys in. DG, I'm going to start with you because it's a double showdown. You're with your boy Big Cheesy. You think the Hawks get it done tonight. They're getting 1.5 points. Trae Young's been out for a minute. Their last game, 2 of their best players missed. We don't know who's going to play in this one, but I know the Spurs win. Why do you think they don't?
Well, with Cheesy and I's powers combined, we are captain. No, that's the wrong thing. But I like tonight with the Hawks because Jalen Johnson is going to be the best athlete on the floor. I know Fox is still going to be there for the Spurs, but I just think that this Spurs team is still looking for their identity without Wemby, which they're going to be out for a little bit without him. I think that this Hawks team is honestly really good away from Atlanta. And so I like them tonight on the road. I like them, targeted them early. And then I saw you pick the other side. So I really liked it even more.
Clearly, you have not been paying attention. I'm the hottest capper in America right now. I think I'm like 12-1 in my last 13 picks.
It's okay. There's regression to the mean.
There's no doubt that I'll regress. There's no doubt about that. Zeno, you think there's a lot of points tonight because by subtraction means addition.
Well, the Hawks average 120.5 points per game on the road, which is 8 more than they average at home. So DG is correct. They've been better on the road this year. In fact, they come in winners of 4 straight on the road, sweeping a West Coast swing. And the Spurs, well, they're more traditional. They score a lot more at home. They've scored at least 120 in 4 of their last 6 home games here. Now, I understand Wemby's not here tonight, so it's going to change things. But between the pace for these 2 teams and the lack of defense, that we've seen for most of it. I think we're going to go over this number here to get to 115 for each team. Shouldn't be too far of a stretch.
It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be a ton of fun. Guys, I was going to go to another game, but I feel like I need to make a very, very quick left turn because Zeno's got to get out of here in a second. But I need his reaction to this because Bill Belichick, he's got this North Carolina team. They're rolling. They're only losing by 10 these days instead of 30. But apparently in his spare time, what? Apparently in his spare time.
30 is the shots at the coaching are what bothers me about Belichick. He didn't forget how to coach. The cupboard is pretty bare at North Carolina for talent.
But that's not the love you kids.
Right.
I'm dealing with another one of my kids right here. So here is Bill Belichick at a cheerleading competition. Boothing, who's 24, a former member of the Bridgewater State. That sounds like that bad movie. She is up there in the middle of this. Hey, we got to say that he's a supportive boyfriend. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. DG, yes, supportive?
Well, why? I get it, but like he's watching his grandkids is what it seems like to me.
Young Peyton, if you walked into a cheerleading conversation or competition and you saw Bill Belichick, what would you say to yourself?
Oh my! It looks like he's on the cheerleading squad there. I mean, the picture made it look like a high school cheer practice, and Grandpa came to pick her up from practice. I mean, these pictures are ridiculous, and the relationship is kind of freaking me out. And real quick about Bridgewater State, coach. My first 2 years of college, I played Bridgewater State. My first 2 years.
You did?
I did. At Emerson College, we had 2 games against Bridgewater State, and I was like, "Who are we playing?"
That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh well. Hey, Bill Belichick's he's living his best life. Because let's be honest, when we're 76 or whatever he is,
let's be honest. Okay, if you're in a relationship with a woman and she tells you to be somewhere, you just shut your mouth and go.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I was just trying to finish my thought. That's all. All right, Zeno, I know you got to go. Appreciate you today. We got to lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less. Just 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. DG, start us off.
We're going to go Clippers and Magic. They went over this a combined 26 of the 29 games this season. I like them to go over the 52.5 here in the first quarter and get off to a hot start at -110. And then the 76ers and the Bucks. Please, God, cash this first quarter over 58.5. I'm tired of splitting. I need to go 2-0. Both of these teams run a lot, especially without their stars.
That seems like a high number, and that's all I'm going to think about tonight when we're on our premium pop-up is DG. It's going to be like a 53 with a minute to go. You know that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go next. I do like that first quarter over in the Clippers and the Magic, but I like the game under 218.5 because the longer the game goes, the better the defense gets for the Orlando Magic. So I love them. They did this against Golden State. They just kind of sucked the life out of them. It's going to happen again tonight. Plus, the Clippers don't play that fast towards the end of the game. Then we've talked about it ad nauseum. I love the Spurs laying the one, a little bit less juice than on the money line, -110. Zeno, he likes Shakira tonight, over 43.5 receiving yards, -114. When he's in, normally he's the favorite target for Josh Allen. And then in that Hawks Spurs, a lot of the big guys are out. Wemby is out. That means they play at a faster pace. Let's go over 231.5. Young Peyton, talk to me.
Taking the Sun Devils +2.5 on the road at Hawaii. Sun Devils look pretty good against Gonzaga in their game last week. And they're playing the Rainbow Warriors. Honestly, you should sprinkle them on the money line at plus money tonight as well. And this one's for Zeno. Zeno's surely watching, even though he just left, right? He has to be. And I'm still taking the Bills to cover in this one. I'm daring Davis Mills to beat me. I got the reigning MVP leading his team to a big win tonight.
I don't know if those words have ever been said, Peyton. I'm daring Davis Mills to beat me. What are we doing on a Thursday night? By the way, even though Zeno didn't like the topic of Bill Belichick, the chat did. Let me just read a couple of the responses to Bill watching his booth thing 24 at a cheerleading. Bill be tripping. Bill be tripping. That's one of them. So every day at North Carolina is bring your daughter to work day. That's pretty funny. Cringe. She knows what she's doing. Big Cheesy might have the best one. If you look at it from her perspective, I mean, we've seen other, what do they call them, May December romances, right?
Yep.
And I would never, ever accuse her of anything like what Big Cheesy is accusing her of. But sometimes somewhere Kanye West is like, hell yeah, I knew it would come back. I knew it would come back. All right, guys, we got about a minute left as we head into tonight. There's a lot of things on. For some reason, the NHL does a full slate on Thursdays. I don't know why. But what are we watching tonight, Peyton? Because I know you don't have night class on Thursdays, do you?
No, sir. You guys know what I'm watching, though. I mean, the Horned Frogs are back tonight. They're hosting at the Schultmeyer Arena. The women's team, they are hosting Tarleton State tonight. A big game for the Lady Horned Frogs. They're going to get a big win. I'm telling you, on DraftKings, go get them. Although I do see that it disappeared on DraftKings right now. You can't get them to win at all anymore, probably because it was free money.
I played against Tarleton State when I was in college.
Really?
I swear. Yeah. They killed us because they were like a level up. But yeah. DG, you ever played any solid D2? Buddy, I'm coming in a second. My damn dog. You can't stop it scratching. 20 seconds, DG.
Nobody big names, but I'm watching. There's a lot of Memphis sports tonight. The Grizzlies play. They're probably losing to the Kings. And then the Memphis plays in, I think, Bahamas against Purdue, number 1 team in the country. Yeah, they're going to get shellacked. They suck this year.
I love the early season tournaments. I love them. My sophomore year, we had a 3-gamer, 37 game 1. Then I realized I wasn't in good enough shape. 13 in game number 2, and I was sore as hell. It's hard to play 3 days in a row. In church league, same way. All right, producer one. I need my one shot. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire team, damn it, do I love them all? Zeno, Peyton, DG, producer man, Mikey P, always helping as well. I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about. But we're not done. Another hour, top of the hour. But this is Coaching Company on Stadium Valley Sports Live.